I know. Oh yeah.
I know this one.
It's just a wedding podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Sound Precision Entertainment and Cufflink Media, Cleveland's best DJ, photo, and video team. When it comes to your big day, why juggle multiple vendors when you can have one amazing team? We're going to save you time, money, and stress because we're better together. From packed dance floors to photos and cinematic video, we've got you covered from I Do to the last dance. Book your wedding dream team today at spedj.com and cufflinkmedia.com. Find the links in the description below.
What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode of the It's Just a Wedding podcast. How we doing? How we feeling?
Pretty good.
You just said you have a cold.
Pretty
You're not
good.
feeling pretty good.
I mean, I don't know if it's a cold. It's just like a slight sore, dry throat type thing going on.
And then you, sir, just had the belly aches a few weeks ago, right?
We're over it. We're over the hump.
I am sitting between two plagues at the moment is what's going on. Nicholas, how you feeling? Nick is excited to introduce. We've been saying red flag, green flag for the first 24 episodes, and we finally have purchased real life red flag. So for our viewers, basically every time Nick speaks, we're going to be waving the red flag because basically everything he says
Do you know
is
what
a
this
red
reminds
flag.
me of?
What's
Have
that?
you ever seen the movie Gremlins?
I have seen the
Remember
movie
when
Gremlins.
Gizmo had the little flag? And he's sitting there with
Gizmo,
the little
I-
flag and the little trumpet.
I dated a girl one time that's dog was named Gizmo, so that's
I
got
had a dog named Gizmo.
it just creeps me out now
Oh,
thinking about that.
PTSD from it.
I do.
Okay.
He was a peekapoo.
A Pika what?
Peekapoo. That was the breed he was.
Listen,
Pekingese and poodle.
I'm not a big dog. I have a dog named Charlie. I'm not a dog guy, to be honest with you.
I like dogs. but
Nick
I have a
likes little
cat.
dogs like me. They're little
I
toy
love
dogs.
little dogs.
Yeah, which is really weird.
I almost
but-
bought like 7 poodles or whatever the fuck they were the other day.
I think dogs with human names are awesome though too.
Yeah, we
Craig.
were.
I would name it Craig.
Craig. Charlie is a good dog name. It is funny when my cousin got married to Charlie, and then every time people say his name, I just immediately think of my dog, which is always funny.
I like dog names of inanimate objects like socks or cookie or pearl.
Okay, that's a little weird. There we go. First red flag ever. Well, let's get to it here. So we have a guest here today that we're super excited about, and it's also making us super hungry. But on this week's episode of the It's Just a Wedding podcast, we are joined by Morgan Walker, firefighter, paramedic, paintball pro, and one half of the power duo behind Dilly Dilly Donuts. Alongside his wife Amanda, a pediatric physical therapist and competitive volleyball player, they bring handcrafted, mouth-watering donuts to Northeast Ohio. These two are balancing parenthood, passion, and pastry, and we can't wait to hear how it all came together. Follow their delicious journey on Instagram at Dilly Dilly Donuts, CLE, or check them out at dillydillydonuts.com to make your next event the talk of the town. Morgan, how we doing, brother?
Not too bad. It's a pleasure to be here.
I gotta say, Morgan Walker sounds like Morgan Waller. That's pretty G.
I get Morgan Wallen. I get Morgan Freeman. I get it all.
What you might not know about Nick is that he does pop little chubs for Morgan Wallen. So just saying your name probably gets him a little worked up.
That was a red flag.
That is not Am I wrong, or do you not love
You
that
do
guy?
really like Morgan
I don't
Wallen.
pop chubs from Morgan Wallen, but I like his music.
Did you go see him when he was in Cleveland?
I did not, but I would.
He was too cheap.
We were actually at Bar 32 downtown when he was here, so we actually were up in the
Oh yeah,
hotel. We were looking down
It's
at
probably
the
fucking crazy,
Brown
huh?
Stadium.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one of the things that we like to do here on our podcast is we like to talk about wedding horror stories because at the end of the day, weddings are expensive. They're important. Brides and grooms are nervous, but we like to remind them that it is just a wedding. And originally when I thought about this, I'm like, I don't know if he's going to have, a great horror story, but apparently you have one. And I believe you said it was from your own wedding.
Yeah. So personally, as our Dilly Dilly brand, we haven't worked a wedding yet. But I did have a story from when you guys were at our wedding, and the horror story isn't involving you guys.
The key word, though, to what you said is yet, because once you see this truck that we're going to show some stuff in the comments below, you're going to want this truck at your wedding making delicious, fresh, hot donuts.
Yes.
For sure.
I agree.
I'm sure you do.
But our story actually is involving food, surprisingly, and it's actually what we would I would say be our expertise with a donut trailer is late night eats. We had Chick-fil-A at our wedding for late night eats, and so much was going on. Amanda and I were, we were dancing, we were trying to like shake hands, kiss babies, because that's what you do at a wedding. And there was so much going on. Well, Chick-fil-A arrived, and I'm like, all right, awesome. Everything's going to get handled by, whoever was, taking care of that at the time. Well, the Chick-fil-A guy just decided to drop off the hot bin, I guess, that it comes in at the front door of our wedding venue, and
Didn't even bring it in.
no one knew it was there. So then we just
How much are we talking about here? Like 4 or 5 sandwiches? We're talking about like 200 sandwiches.
we're talking like probably 250 sandwiches.
A lot of sandwiches.
So-
sitting out
I
there.
want to let you know that at the time of your wedding, I weighed about maybe like 130 pounds more than I do now, and a big part of that was because of like having access to 250 Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Well, you're looking good now.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'll give myself a red flag for that one. So it got dropped off. We noticed it was out there. We brought it in. Everything was, kosher after that. But there was what we came to realize, and I had a bunch of people coming up to me after the, wedding or whatnot, and they were like, hey, is there any more Chick-fil-A left? We didn't get any. I'm like, and at that point, I'm not really thinking about Chick-fil-A. I don't care, because there's so much going on. My brain is mush. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think we must have ran out, because I saw, you get a couple greedy people, take 2 sandwiches,
I'm a 2 sandwich
stuff
guy.
like that.
Nick would have had probably 3 sandwiches and probably 2 in the pocket.
So that's what I kind of assumed happened. I'm like, so at the end of the night, when we were just like packing everything up and everything was good to go, my best man at the wedding, he like opened up another portion of this bag that they brought in. And there was another 100 to 125 sandwiches in the bottom of this bag.
Oh.
So in other words, layer 1 is giving out 100 some sandwiches.
Yes.
And we don't realize that there is like a covering over another 125
Yes.
delicious sandwiches. So everybody leaves, and now you have 125
Unaccounted for Chick-fil-A sandwiches, 100 going right home with me.
Well, listen, I
what's
can
the
see,
horror in
yeah,
that?
Wait, I can see why this could be a horror story, but I could also see why you'd be like, happy accident. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
complain at all.
Wow. So that's a lot of sandwiches. So
Yes.
I'm guessing, just based on your physical appearance here, that you did not eat 125 sandwiches. So hopefully they didn't go to waste. So what did you guys do to remedy these extra sandwiches?
Well, the time frame didn't work out very well. I would have had a couple, but we ended up going to Switzerland for our honeymoon, like kind of directly after our wedding, so we didn't have enough time to consume 125 sandwiches. So what we did is my father-in-law had lunch for the next 2 months, squared away. And then I ended up taking some to the guys at the fire station, and then I talked about being greedy and taking 2. Well, there was definitely guys there that were taking
yeah.
like 3 or 4. So
Well, listen, firefighters, as far as I'm concerned, they could have as many Chick-fil-A sandwiches as they want.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So where are you a firefighter at?
I work full-time in Highland Heights, and I work part-time in Pepper Pike.
The Village of Highland Heights?
It's a city, so Highland Heights
Do you know
City.
something about Village of Highland Heights with the fire station they put gazebo
That's
there?
Highland Hills.
Highland Hills. Gotcha.
That's near Beechwood.
Didn't
Gotcha.
your company just quote something out
We
there?
gave a quote to the Village of Highland Hills for Christmas lights.
Oh, very nice. That's awesome.
Interesting. So, that's one of the things that I wanted to dive into. So you did allude to this before. So just in full transparency, when Morgan and his wife Amanda got married, what year was that?
2023.
2023. So we were fortunate enough to be a part of it, in every way that I can remember, photos and DJ and the whole shebang.
Do you know the meeting right after we left? I told Amanda, I'm like, I really like that guy. And she's like, well, why do you like him? We didn't really see anything. I'm like, he swears. I trust him because he owns a business and he swears.
Listen, here's what I tell people. I do realize that there are times where you could possibly offend somebody, or maybe people might, not like that. But I look at it like, look, I want to be who I am as a person. This is who I am. So, as long as I'm getting enough business that I could take care of my family and make a living, if you don't want to like book my company because I say like ass or something, then I guess that's just the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But so, we did their wedding, and first of all, your wedding was super fun because you guys had the CO2 cannon,
Yep.
you had the Cold Spark fountains, obviously you had the DJ, we had the uplighting, and it helps when you and your wife were both like big time partiers on the dance floor. So I do remember your wedding as a rager and had a ball. And also shout out to it was in Chagrin Falls. What's the name of your hall again?
Sun Valley.
Sun Valley. Shout out to Scott Jones and the staff out there at Sun Valley. So they knocked it out of the park. And I remember also, you're a bit of an outdoorsman, professional pro paintball player. We got some shots of you with a fishing pole, I believe, which was cool. Something that we have not seen before. So there was a bunch of unique things that were going on at your wedding. So
absolutely.
So we had a ball. So let's talk a little bit about how you get into this. So we're going from Firehouse to a food truck. So I'm interested to hear how Dilly Dilly Donuts began. So I understand that, again, Firefighter, your wife, she's doing pediatric therapy. So how do you guys go from two professionals in your own industries to going, you know what, we want to start a food truck business?
Yeah. So the thought of starting a food truck business was never even remotely on my radar, to be honest with you. But I have a friend that I play competitive paintball with, and I have to give him a lot of thanks because he owns the Dilly Dilly brand. He owns the company that produces the food trailers actually too. His name's Frank Connell, and he has given us so much of his time and then so much effort put into this to make this such an easy transition for us, because if I wouldn't have had him, I would not have known anything. And I wouldn't have known what to do. But I guess I've always been looking for something outside of the fire service to do because I love the fire service. It's awesome. It's done so much for me, and I want to do so much for it still. But I wanted that little break, I guess you could say. And I wanted to be able to do something with Amanda, too, because we're getting to the point in our life now where we want to have more kids because we have a little baby boy right now.
What's his name?
Weston,
Morgan, and Amanda. Okay.
Weston Walker.
Weston Walker.
I wanted to give him a cooler name than me.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
SG.
I feel like for his 5th birthday, he has to have a gun, right? Like Weston.
Like Mike TV gun from
Yeah,
Willy Wonka. He's got the two
exactly,
little sharpshooters right there.
Yes.
But we want to have more kids, and I really don't like when Amanda still has to work full time. She loves her job, but that time away from Weston, I kind of want to be able to have her stay at home with him, and then whenever we have another kid, be able to stay at home with them more often than not. Sure. Because I want them to have that experience, and I want her to have that experience too. And then obviously, me working in the fire department, we work 24 hours on, 48 hours off. That's a good schedule for me to be able to be home 2 days too and be able to spend time with them. So I just want us to all have basically the same amount of time with our kids. And right now I feel like I'm getting more time with them secondary to my schedule.
And let's be honest, little Weston turns about 9.
He'll be pulling
He's
donuts.
dropping donuts. You know what I mean? We got free labor.
Child labor.
Yeah.
Child labor.
Exactly. No, that makes a ton of sense. So
why donuts though? I mean, you could have started a taco truck.
So that's a great idea. That's a great question. Sorry. So the guy I play paintball with, that Frank Connell guy, he takes these trailers to paintball events. So I've known him since COVID, 2020, and I knew about these trailers, but I never really had any interest in getting into it until the most recent paintball event that we had was in Pittsburgh, and he was teaching one of our teammates' wife to run the trailer while he came out and played paintball with us. I'm just looking at it, and he's showing her how to do it, and I'm just looking at all the things that he's showing her. I'm like, this is so easy. I'm like, this is awesome with the machine that's in there. And I've always known, I've always seen it, and I've just never really paid attention to it. But it's so easy and it's so fun. And the biggest thing that struck a nerve with me in wanting to do it is me and Amanda both have jobs, her being a pediatric physical therapist and me being a fireman. Our job is to make people happy when they're not having a good day. I want to make people happy when they're having a good day. I want people to already have the smile on their face and then continue to smile, and no one's ever pouting when they're eating a donut.
Now I gotta buy green flags.
We need the green flag. There's nothing red. Well, but you know what, though? Honestly, it actually rings true, I think, for us, too, because, we always joke around with people that, there are not many times in life where people are willing to overextend themselves. But, you know, there's a really happy time, which is a wedding, which we're heavily involved in. And then there's like a funeral. And obviously, like I always tell people, like, I'll take the happy side. So I think I totally understand where you're coming from, where it's like, as a paramedic, you're seeing people on their worst day.
Yes.
And now you get a chance to see them on, you know, their best day.
Yeah.
So obviously it sounds like, you know, with your friend owning it and having been at these paintball competitions, would you say that, you know, did you try the product? Like, were you already a fan of how delicious these donuts were?
Absolutely. I didn't go into this blind by any means.
How many donuts would you say you've eaten?
So it's I'm usually stealing donuts from other people because we're so busy playing the tournament. But a warm donut, a hot donut, a fresh donut, a cold one of these, like I've eaten them all at different time periods and they've all been good. I'm like, there's no way I can turn down the opportunity to be able to bring this to Cleveland, you know?
So I had a hockey coach in high school, which is probably, the story won't be appropriate, but I find it sort of appropriate. He sat us, get the red flag ready. He sat us down on the ice and said, boys, take a knee. And he goes, sometimes, he's like, in life, he's like, sex is great. He's like, but let me tell you something. You sit down on your couch at night, ice cold glass of milk and a sleeve of Oreos, better than sex.
Nothing right about that.
Nothing right or nothing wrong?
Nothing red.
Nothing right. Yeah. Now, the
true
reason
statement.
for the story is I feel like you could easily substitute a sleeve of Oreos for a piping hot donut and an ice cold glass of milk.
Well, how about a bucket full of donuts, right? You guys have multiple different size offerings of donuts.
That's true. And Scott, we have toppings that involve Oreos.
Really? Okay, so now we're merging them together.
Uh-oh.
So, listen, as probably the biggest but only slightly fat guy on the
Definitely
panel,
fatter.
I definitely do enjoy donuts. I can't lie to the listeners. So the thought of having a bucket of donuts does tickle me just a little bit, to be honest
100%.
with you. And
100%.
one of our so one of the other questions that I have about this is, okay, so we've talked about it, Firefighter, you know, you guys are pediatric therapy. So, you know, I think for a lot of people, like, what gave you the confidence? And it's like, hey, like, we've got these two established careers. We just had a baby boy. Like, what gives you guys the confidence that you can just kind of jump into the market, do something totally different, and kind of hopefully have a successful business?
I had a lot of, and I don't think I don't think it was in a negative way. Some of it was, people at the, God bless you.
Thank you.
People at the fire station around me were downplaying it, and they were like, this will never work or something like that, or like making fun of me, which is making fun part I don't mind, but like when someone tells me I can't do something, I can swear on here, right?
Absolutely.
When someone tells me I'm gonna fucking do it. Like I refuse to let someone tell me that I can't do something. You know, obviously I'm not gonna go jump off a building
Yeah.
unless I got a parachute.
Yeah.
But that sparked a fire underneath me, and it made me want to do it even more.
That, in my office in the other room, I have a decal on the wall that says, work until the haters ask if you're hiring.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like every good entrepreneur's got that little bit of fire in their belly. And it's like, the more somebody tells you can't do something, the more you want to go ahead and prove them wrong. What is going on over here?
She's a red flag.
What happened?
Nothing. I'm
I
just
don't
taking
know.
a sip of my
She
hot apple
bumped
cider.
her mic with her coffee cup, and it's a
On
red flag to
accident.
me.
Wow. Julia, rookie move right now.
It was
Bumping
on
mics.
accident.
Okay. So, listen, I don't know shit about donuts. I don't know shit about anything except that they're delicious. You know, is there a secret ingredient, or like, what's the one thing about Dilly Dilly that makes it different from just going to your standard brick and mortar donut store or going to Giant Eagle? Like what makes the experience at your food truck different than anywhere else?
Love and passion.
Love and passion.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, honestly, no. You put that red flag down. No, obviously, like, you know, donut stores, they have their own little thing. We have our own little thing. They have the bigger size donuts, which those are, I guess, in their own way, a little more versatile because you can, you know, fill them up with like different like creams and fillings and stuff like
You
that.
could pipe
and then,
them up.
right. And then you have different toppings and stuff like that. But I mean, the toppings portion is where we come from. But the thing that I think we really progress in is the ability for, I mean, not only for us to be mobile with the mobile food trailer, but for the donuts to be mobile too. You can take a bucket in your car and just gumdrop them on the way home from work.
So the first
That's
thing I thought
dangerous.
of, I am a big
Yes.
fan of Auntie Anne's pretzels. I don't know how you guys feel about
Auntie
Are you
Anne's
kidding me?
amazing.
And one of the things I love about Auntie Anne's is that not necessarily a bucket, but like they give you like a little thing that you can just like put in your like car
Little
and just,
nuggies.
yeah, little nugs. Like I feel like this is like a donut nug kind of, you know what I
Well,
mean?
can I tell you what I think my favorite part about your business and trailer is?
Absolutely.
On the front of your trailer, and if you guys follow us on TikTok, we'll be posting a TikTok showing the process of how these donuts are made. It's really cool. Go check it out. On the front of your trailer, you have a little side window that the person sitting there can watch you drop a donut, cook, flip, and dress. They can watch the entire process.
Yep.
I think that's great. Are all those trailers standard like that, or is yours like that? And what do you think that brings to your business?
Well, I think it brings that connectivity where it's more of a personal experience because you're getting at Auntie Anne's, perfect example, right? You can watch them make the pretzels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gives a sense of like, hey, these people are actually really doing this. You can watch me make the batter back there. You can watch me pour it in the hopper. You can watch the donuts come out. So it's that sense of being able to be involved in the process that I think is really important too,
Yeah.
because that allows you to really experience the full, I guess, come around of how the donut's made, how it's produced.
And then you kind of get a feel like, okay, they're not frozen bullshit donuts. They're like real
100%.
donuts being piped
And
out.
Yep.
I think to kind of like, take it a step further, like we've all like heard of restaurants where like they have the special table, like the chef's table, where like somebody could actually sit in the kitchen and watch like how the
Right.
food is made. And like in a world where there's like fast food and just such grimy things, like I think there is something to like seeing that, like, to compliment you, your trailer is very clean. The oil was crazy, fresh. So you can see that like these donuts being made, are being made fresh. They're with proper products
High
and supply,
standards.
high standards. And
High
I think that
standards.
that's another thing that can only help you. And obviously, if you didn't have high standards, you wouldn't want a window there because people would
Yeah.
see dirty oil and a dirty, trailer and stuff like that.
And to comment on the cleanliness, I was in the food and restaurant business for 5 years before I started being a personality. Your hoods were immaculate.
Before I started being a personality.
I mean, I've always been a character.
That's a red flag.
I've always been a character, but your hoods were clean as hell. And you don't get that in any restaurant business, and that is a telltale sign of a clean kitchen when you have clean hoods.
Yeah, I don't mess around with my So I make a joke. So my locker, my school locker since middle school, you go to any other middle schooler's locker, it looks dirty. Mine was always squared away, always neat. I have probably partially have OCD, but I think that's benefited me, especially when I'm dealing with the health and safety of people that are eating our donuts.
For sure.
I take that very seriously, and my wife notices it too, because she's like, I literally clean up midday. Like when we're at an event, I'm like, Amanda, can you get out of the trailer? I'm gonna sweep the trailer real quick.
You clean as you go.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
important. It's very
That is.
important.
Can we get down to the important part of this conversation here? Can you please tell me what kind of flavors we're dealing with? Like, give me some flavors. How do you come up with new flavors? Do we have any themes? Like, I need to know what we're going to experience here in a little while.
So I mean, personally, I wouldn't call them flavors. It's more so toppings. But I guess toppings have flavor to them.
Give me the toppings, man.
So we have anything from strawberry topping, peach topping. So you feeling a little summerish vibes? That's what I would go for. We have your regular glaze. We have marshmallow.
Glaze.
Dude,
We have chocolate.
I'm getting worked up right now. My brow's sweating.
We got maple. And actually, so this isn't one of our flavors, but I added it to our flavor bin, I guess you could say. I bought bacon bits from Costco.
Oh, you could do like a maple bacon.
Maple bacon.
Okay.
And now we're in the season for maple bacon.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
we are.
I was going in on that one. And then we have powdered sugar. And then we have Oreos.
You know what
Fruity
Jimmy would
Pebbles.
say? Powdered sugar. Delicious.
It kills the lice.
Yeah.
I know where you're going with that.
Super Troopers. No.
No, I've never seen
No.
I like Super Troopers.
Okay, thank you.
I knew exactly where you were
Thank
at.
I was like, closing on that.
And then we have Fruity Pebbles, Captain Crunch, Graham Cracker. I mean, we have You can combine any of those.
Oh man.
So, like, when people go and order donuts, can they customize and do their own toppings?
Yes, and it gets
Okay.
rambunctious sometimes because everyone's like, I want this, I want that. I'm like, are you sure that you want all that? Because it's probably gonna taste like ass. All those flavors combined, or you're not gonna be able to taste one flavor over the other. It's gonna be weird.
Do you ever experiment and make your own fun donut and, like, have it on the menu or something?
So we haven't done too much experimenting yet. Secondary to us doing this for probably only like 4 weeks now. But
you guys are fresh off the
we're
press here.
fresh off the press. But we already have a good amount of
That's good,
events
though.
underneath us because this is a very niche thing, but it's very
Huge.
popular. And I'm glad you brought that up because actually for weddings, my idea was to reach out to whoever would book us for a wedding and be like, hey, I want the bride and groom to create their own topping.
Oh.
So like you have like a signature drink at a wedding.
Yeah.
Now you have like a
Signature
signature donut.
donut. I
And
like
if it's,
that.
it doesn't need to be on the menu. So like if it's not Fruity Pebbles, if you have a different kind of cereal you like, well, you would go out and buy the cereal and make it a topping.
So here's something. So when the Guardians had their playoff run, myself and Julia and Shane went down to the game, and I was mostly disgusted. So one of the things that we call Julia is we call her the snack queen. And, Shane and I, we're eating dogs, typical hot dogs, maybe like some nachos.
I know where this is
Julia
going.
got herself a hot dog with what, Fruity Pebbles? Was
Fruity
it?
Pebbles and mac and cheese and bacon.
that
I
is
was like-
that is foul.
It was what's the mascot? Slider?
It's
called the Slider dog.
You
She
lost
was-
me at Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, it was. Let me tell you something.
No, it was like Fruit Loops.
It doesn't make it better.
It was not good.
It
kiss your mother
tasted
with that
really
mouth?
good.
Fruity Pebbles all over.
No, it was Fruit Loops. But it was
me and
really
Shane
good.
just looked at each other like,
It's on the menu. What was it called? Dog Daddies? No.
it's getting worse.
What's the place called?
So, oh no, you're Happy Dog.
Happy Dog. That's what
Dog
it's called.
Daddies.
Whoa.
So yeah,
I think
so
that's a club in Vegas.
yeah, there you go. We were in Vegas in April. Remember that? That was fun.
We didn't go to Dog.
So, okay, 4 weeks, many events under your belt. Has there been one that you would say is like a fan favorite? Is there like a staple that like, you know that you're gonna do X amount of glazed, or what is the fan favorite?
Actually, one flavor I did, or one topping I forgot to mention was cinnamon sugar, and that's the fan favorite is cinnamon sugar and glaze mixed. Because the glaze allows the cinnamon sugar to stick to the donut,
Okay.
and they both accompany each other very well. Yeah.
That just sounds.
All right, Kyle, let's go turn this fryer on. Okay.
We're gonna be frying things up here soon. So Nick has created himself a segment, which is a little bit ridiculous, but I'm gonna let him explain it. But Nick, go ahead.
In typical Nick fashion, it's a banger segment. It's called Nick's Picks, where I give my favorite things, typically about weddings, but you're a donut guy. So I want to talk about my favorite donut flavors. Maybe you could find a way to replicate. I know you don't have. Can you pipe your stuff? Can you fill your donuts, or?
Unfortunately, we cannot.
But you could probably layer.
Yeah.
Okay. So my favorite donuts, I have two. It
Okay.
depends on my mood. Okay. French cruller.
Oh, those
Classic.
Really good.
My mom's favorite as well.
Go to, always so good. Light, airy, sweet, delicious. Number 2, Boston cream. I love a Boston cream.
Didn't your uncle just have like 47 Boston cream pies at your house recently?
Yeah, he would keep a bag to the right of his chair, just Boston cream pies ready.
Is he
But-
also diabetic?
Possibly.
I love you, Lieutenant Jim.
Hey, listen, man, the sugar's addicting, but Boston cream donuts, maybe you could like find a way to like get some of that cream drizzle, chocolate drizzle, kind of replicate it or something. So those are my favorites. What are your guys' favorite donut flavors? And these could be donuts overall.
Crullers, definitely up there.
You know who's got the best cruller in existence? It's not Dunkin'. Obviously, this is like chain cruller. Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons?
TH has
I've
the
had their
best
crullers.
French cruller in existence.
Canadians know what they're doing.
Eh?
Is there a Tim Hortons around here?
No, out by you there is.
In the Lodi?
Out there
I
in
don't
the
live out in
boonies.
Lodi anymore.
All right.
Julie, you were raised in like the backwoods of Ohio, correct?
Yeah.
She's
No.
Yes,
Like,
would.
I mean, out in like Medina County, close to Worcester, Burbank, we're in Lodi.
Ashland
Well,
is where the
out there
nearest
they
TH
have the
is.
famous like 𝐿'𝐼's donuts. I don't know if you
Okay.
have 𝐿'𝐼's.
I've never heard of it, but
I've never heard of
I
𝐿'𝐼's.
bet you
They're
it's-
classic around.
Bet
there.
you
All
it's
right,
good.
so
What's your-
cruller.
Okay, we got a cruller. What else?
I like raspberry filled or like the raspberry donuts.
That's-
Those are always good. I love raspberry. What?
Those are red flags.
I like the raspberry
I'm
cherry
not a
stuff.
jelly
you know,
donut
it's like,
guy. Not a jelly guy.
if not, it's just like plain glaze.
All right.
I'm gonna teach you about a good donut right now. So, first of all, you gotta have the round donut with the maple topping and typically stuffed with like the white cream. Maple donuts.
Those are gas.
I don't like
Fucking
maple.
Maple glaze with the white cream.
So
Yep.
good. That's number one. And then,
Wait, Long John or Circle?
dude, I'll
Long John's
Circle,
hilarious.
Long John for the shape. No, however, I will say that a close second for me is the classic chocolate with the cream in the middle. Those are the two classics. Like I could literally.
So Boston cream.
Is that I mean,
I'd say that's a Boston.
Yeah.
isn't so? What's
Yeah,
the
that's
one that has
kinda
like a
like
custard in it? I thought that was a
Oh,
Boston.
that is the
That's
custard.
Boston.
Is
So I'm
the Boston
talking about
cream.
like the whipped
I
cream.
think it's
Okay,
just a plain one.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know
I
what
like
to
the
call
custard
it.
ones too. To be honest with you. So as the donut man, what's your favorite donut?
Well, before I give you my favorite, can I tell you how what I think your guys' flavors would be like on toppings to kind of replicate
what
what
you
you
have.
have?
fun.
I would love that.
So usually the Boston cream, or I guess the cruller. Let's start with that one. That would just be like the regular glaze, I think. And these are light and airy, so it might remind you of the
Okay.
French cruller. For the Boston cream, what I would do is just either the glaze. That's probably going to be your closest to like the inset of the cream, I guess you
Yeah.
could say, or the marshmallow, just mixed with a chocolate topping.
Oh.
I
Everybody
get
get,
down with that.
we get
Yeah,
crafty over there.
For yours, we don't have raspberry. Is that we said raspberry?
But you have strawberry. You said.
We have strawberry. So what I would do is a strawberry, and then typically, do you like the ones that are just plain on the outside?
I don't know. It varies. Like I don't. Well, yeah. I don't care.
So
I
strawberry,
like fruity
She's the
stuff.
snack
strawberry,
queen.
strawberry with glaze, I think, is something that you would like.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then for you, for the regular filling, I guess it'd probably be marshmallow and chocolate. And then for the maple
This
one,
guy's talking dirty to me right
No,
now.
this is sexy. So you could be at a wedding craving a specific donut, and this guy will match flavor combos to just turn you on.
and then your maple one would be maple and then the glaze.
That sounds really damn good. And then you told me that you just recently added the bacon.
Yeah.
So like we're in the end of fall, heading into winter. I could see bacon fitting right into this combination for me here.
So, Captain, what's your favorite donut flavor?
It's simple. It's just glaze and Oreo.
Glaze and Oreo.
Yep.
Really?
That's
I gotta,
probably a good combo. Though.
It
Yeah,
sounds
that
like
does
a
sound
great.
good.
I love Oreos.
When you were talking about Oreos, you can ask Amanda about this. I'll wake up at 2 a.m. I'll go take a piss. And then you see where the story's going. I will house 12 Oreos.
In the middle of the night.
2 a.m.
It pisses me off because look at this guy. The guy is 145 pounds.
But the thing is, I eat very healthy throughout the day. I don't eat junk food at all. But like you talked about the gremlins, like when you feed them after night, they turn into
Yeah.
like little beasts. At 2 a.m., I'm like waking up. I have like this insatiable sugar craving, and that's when it usually comes out.
We might need
with or
some
without
blood work
milk?
done.
I'm not a psychopath. I'm gonna eat them with milk.
I don't think I've
Have
ever
you ever
eaten
took the
cookies with milk.
fork, shoved it in the cream, and then just dunk?
No, and you're gonna red flag this. I already know it. So just get them in your hands. I put them in a mug and I eat it like cereal.
That's not a red flag.
To me, it is.
I've done that.
I knew one person was gonna think
I've
it
I
done
don't
was.
that.
think
It's
I've ever
fucking
had
gas.
Oreos
Yes.
with milk.
What?
I don't eat my cookies with milk. I
What
just
the
like
hell
the
did you just
cookie.
say?
Can I ask another question? I saw that you do have also beverages in there, from hot chocolate to slushy machines, and
Oh.
tell me that you are able to serve milk out of that thing in some way.
Slushy milk. No, I'm just kidding.
I
I mean,
you sell little
if it's-
jugs of milk.
I mean, if
You
it's
could, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a refrigerator in there.
I feel like
You gotta have just
listen,
milk.
listen, I'm telling you, if you don't serve little bottles of white milk in there, you're missing out on sales.
100%.
When you get this bucket, I would get 2 white milks in a bucket.
Maybe
from you.
3.
I might put that on the inventory.
Dude, I think white milks are gonna.
You can make
And-
a hot
and a
cocoa
chocolate.
donut.
That's true. We could make a hot cocoa donut. That might be a good inspiration for like a
Some
Christmas time
milk,
donut.
Yeah, you're going to like, you said you're doing some Christmas tree farms or something?
You
Yep.
could do candy cane. You
Well,
can
I guess
get
that's the
smashed
beauty
candy
of having your
canes.
own business. You can get creative in any fashion you want.
Yeah.
You could do festive donuts for all holidays. Like figure out a red, white, and blue donut for 4th of July.
And typically, when you're working with chains, like they will not let you create your own flavors. But
Yeah.
Frank is very like, hey, you know, you're your own entity. You can do whatever you want. So we are able to create our own flavors like that. So
That's
as long as
cool.
it's not like sardines and like stuff like that, then he's like, yeah, go ahead.
So I do have a question. So on the business side, as a franchise, like how does that work? Do you guys have like a certain like territory that you now own, or could other people in this market actually also franchise? Like how does that piece work?
So as far as like the Dilly Dilly brand, like we're the only one in Ohio, and as the future would look like, it looks like we'll probably be the only one in Ohio for quite some time, unless I decide to buy another trailer. But yeah, so it goes by like there's a couple of trailers in Florida, there's a couple of trailers in New York, there's maybe one in Dallas, Texas, but like it's based off of like I guess location and distance from each other. Like he doesn't want
Gotcha.
them obviously like flooding a market. You
Yeah,
know?
I think that would make sense for you as like the franchisee, where it's like you would want some sort of like exclusivity to some amount of territory that somebody else couldn't come encroaching on.
Yeah.
Your,
Like
okay.
if there was one in if someone bought one in Columbus, wouldn't have an issue with it. But if someone bought one in like, you know, Ashland or like Medina, like out where you grew up, like I'd be like, okay, we got a little
Yeah.
issue here because it's too close to home for
This
me.
town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So, midway point, we usually have a little game, and we're even more excited today because we actually have the real red flag. So we usually do like a red flag, green flag kind of game, just to kind of have a little bit of fun at the midway point. So if it's going to be red flag, we can actually wave a red flag, which
Yeah.
I'm super stoked about. So number one of the game today, Julia, we're calling it the Beyonce donut. The scenario, the couple insist on a custom donut flavor called the Queen Bee. It's lemon glazed, lemon donut, gold dust, and edible glitter everywhere. Are we celebrating or cleaning glitter for days?
I abstain. Green flag.
I hate lemon.
I don't like lemon.
Lemon
So-
donut sounds fucking gas.
No.
dude.
I have to agree with him. Lemon
Really?
lemon
Lemon
glaze sounds
cakes are
amazing.
gas, dude.
You
Lemon
actually might
glazed
have just
cake.
given me an idea actually.
We are split right now.
I like plain, like I like actual lemons. Like I'll eat a lemon, have lemonade, but I don't like lemon flavored.
You'll
Like
eat
you'll
a
eat a lemon
lemon?
whole?
Yeah.
What do you mean you eat a lemon?
My mom
Yeah,
used
that-
to give
now
me like
that's a
little
red
lemons when
flag.
I was little, and I used to
She's like,
suck
I
on
don't
them
like
and eat
lemon
'em.
things, but I eat whole lemons.
I like the real
So you
lemon.
don't you
I
don't like lemon
lemonade.
flavoring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like lemon meringue pie?
No.
I don't really like it either.
I love.
I mean,
lemon
I will
meringue pie.
eat it, but like that like tart flavor, like just gets like.
Oh,
you know
I
what
like
mean?
sour stuff, but I just don't like the.
Dude,
lemon
actually,
flavoring.
a lemon donut with like a lemon glaze would be really good. Maybe you can
That would
might
be good.
probably skip that gold glitter stuff, but
It'd be good.
I've seen like lemon donuts with like rosemary
Mm-hmm.
or like fennel seeds go really well.
I would skip the glitter like you said.
Yeah,
I would
just go lemon on lemon.
I would go lemon. It'd be it'd be kind of odd having it in like a maybe like a fall time wedding or like a I mean I'd still do it
I
if
think
that's
like
what
a
they
spring
wanted.
donut, summer donut.
Spring or
Summer.
summer. That's when
That'd be gas. I'm here for it.
All right, we're going on to number two. This one is called the donut wall disaster. The wedding planner wants to outdo herself, and she requests a 10-foot donut wall in the middle of the wedding. Is that a vibe or a sticky nightmare?
10-foot.
wait in the middle of the wedding or
That-
it wouldn't be
in the-
pre-planned.
I mean, I think it would be pre-planned, but like I think the idea is that a 10-foot donut wall might be a bit absurd.
How are you gonna reach the top
That's
of it?
sticky, dude.
With mini donuts, it's gonna be tough.
That's
I'm
a lot
gonna
of
have to red flag
donuts,
that one.
dude. That's a lot of mini donuts.
Wait,
that's
is it 10
sticky.
foot tall or 10 foot wide?
ChatGPT did not specify, so I think it's up to our own interpretation.
I think 10-foot wall is a little too much, but I've seen donut walls before and I love it.
I'm not gonna
fun.
lie.
I like
when I walk into a wedding and I see a donut wall, love it. I get a little excited,
But I
little,
think 10
little
foot's
pep
too
in my
big.
step when you know you got that. You can hit up that wall a little bit later on the night. So I'm gonna green flag it. 10-foot wall might be a little ridiculous. We're not
a
scaling
lot
a
of
fucking
donuts.
mountain
Yeah,
here.
that's too much.
All right. We have the post-midnight snack, they're calling it. The scenario, the bride and groom surprise their guests with a late-night donut truck at midnight, probably more like 10, featuring, oh my God, a bourbon, maple, bacon, and s'more explosion. Red flag or green flag? Are we legends or just feeding chaos?
Green flag.
Green flag.
That's legendary.
Legends never die.
Yeah, that sounds.
I'll throw the red flag on the ground for that one. That's all green flag all the way.
Now there's an idea. Now I don't know the laws with but bourbon. I guess you probably have to have a liquor license, but can you splash the donut with a little booze? How does that work?
So I think if
You can get bourbon extract.
Really?
Yes.
extract, but I guess if they wanted real bourbon, they could probably go to the bar, get it, and then just tell me what they want, and then they bring it over, and I just splash it on.
A lot of the times when people do bourbon flavored things, it's bourbon extract, or if you cook and sear, the alcohol just cooks off.
Interesting.
You could cook it into the maple.
Well, listen,
and make your
this is
own.
what this podcast is all about. We just hack the system. You go to the bar, get yourself 2 fingers of your favorite bourbon, go out to the food truck, and just dip that motherfucker.
What?
Well, you know what I mean? What are
That's
you
your glass of milk.
and a glass of milk. All right. How about the celebrity cameo? The scenario: Post Malone crashes the wedding, grabs the mic, and demands his own donut, white icing with Dorito dust.
That sounds like some Post Malone
Is
shit.
that red flag, green flag, rockstar innovation, or flavor felony?
Honestly, though, that sweet and salty, that might be a fire collab. People dip fries and
The
Frosties.
Dorito dust, though.
Hey.
Fries
it
and
might be
Frosties
fire.
is a classic, though.
Yeah, so if you like stuff like that, I wouldn't knock Dorito and glazed donuts until you try it.
I mean, listen.
Honestly, I try some weird stuff when it comes to snacks or on the
hot
menu.
dogs and Fruit Loops,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I would try it. I wouldn't diss it until I tried it, though.
Yeah, I would try it. We'll give it a green flag until proven guilty.
I would make a professional suggestion and sub the Doritos for pretzels, maybe.
Oh,
That
would be good.
that's a good move.
Because now you got the sweet and the
Or
salty.
Lay's. People commonly will use Lay's
Lay's,
to balance with
The
sweets.
Doritos, the nacho cheese is throwing me off. I don't know.
All right. This next one's got me a little. I'm all worked up. I'm excited. All right. Should this flavor exist, someone request a spicy buffalo glazed donut. Should that be a part of the menu? It'll be a conversation starter. Are we talking conversation starter or conversation ender?
No freaking way.
I don't know, man.
You
Nope,
say
nope,
no
nope,
to
nope,
glazed
nope, nope,
nachos,
nope,
but you'll eat
nope.
a buffalo wing donut?
Not a wing. I didn't say anything about a wing.
Buffalo donut.
What is
Spicy
wrong with a
buffalo.
little sweet and spicy going on, dude? That to me, it's at least worth a dip. But give it a shot.
Would you
That's
mind?
like
can
grabbing bread
Can you
and
change
shoving
chairs
in
with him? I don't want to
buffet.
sit next to him no
Yeah,
more.
this guy.
You gotta be kidding.
That's out of control, man.
Man, I don't know. I feel like a buffalo anything is usually.
If you
pretty-
want to go spicy, it's got maybe some Tabasco or some smoked paprika, but buffalo has a very unique flavor that I don't think would mesh well with. It's coming from a chef.
I think if you keep
Who's a chef?
You're not a chef.
It's coming from a fucking guy who
When have
barely
you
knows his
worked
way around a
as
kitchen.
a chef?
I was literally a kitchen manager
The manager.
after being a chef.
Oh my! Let me tell you, whatever that was this guy has never been a chef. Number one, I would believe that you were some sort of half-ass manager somewhere, but definitely not a chef.
No, I was a kitchen manager and a cook.
a cook.
You weren't a chef.
Okay, a cook. I would believe that.
You have to
were
go
a
to
cook.
school to be a chef.
Y'all can come to my house right now and I make you the best steak of your life.
I worked at Bob Evans. I'm serious. No,
He's a
I was a
chef.
cook. I was a cook at Bob
He was
Evans.
like,
chef.
I have a belly
I was a
button.
cook at
Chef.
at college in the dining hall. I worked the grill.
Chef.
I'm not a chef though.
Chef.
Wait, first of all, Bob Evans is underrated. That's number one.
Bob Evans is good.
Because when you're there,
Their breakfast is really good. Their hot cocoa.
I like to
down
be
on the farm. What was your favorite food to make at Bob Evans?
We made this was an off the menu kind of deal right here.
Love that.
We made our own McGriddles,
Really?
and they were so good. We put little cinnamon flakes in there, maple syrup, and then the sausage patties. You have a couple of those.
Dude, a
Forget
McDonald's
about
McGriddle might be the most elite breakfast sandwich to ever exist.
So here,
They're
okay,
good.
they're delicious. Like when I get into a McGriddle, like the first half of it is just a glorious experience. Then I'm kind of like, this just hits so heavy. It's really hard to enjoy the
There's
second
regret
half.
in there.
There's
100%.
like, you know, when you're consuming it, it's delicious poison. Like, you know it. Like, when you're eating it, there's nothing good about
100%.
it. Your body is not being helped in any way, shape, form, but it is delicious.
It's very good.
Gives you the mixed shits.
All right, the last one before we get into Jules' rules.
She thinks she's so funny.
Yeah,
No, that's what my family would call it. Like
The
whenever
mixed
we'd get
shits.
McDonald's, we'd call it the mixed shits because you eat something and you're sprinting to the bathroom
The mixed shits.
afterwards.
Number 8, folks. At the end of the night, the couple walks through a tunnel of guests, tossing powdered sugar instead of confetti. The hall would love that. Is this a red flag or green flag? Is it a sweet send-off or a sneeze-inducing chaos?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Could you repeat that?
No. I am going to red flag this because I feel like a hall would be very unhappy with
Yeah.
people.
Also,
I'll
who
red
would
flag
want to
it
get
too.
powdered sugar on them?
I mean, powder,
Farva?
there are worse things in the world than powder.
I want to participate. Can you repeat it, please?
At the end of the night, Nicholas, the couple walks through a tunnel of guests, tossing powdered sugar in the air instead of confetti. Is this a sweet send-off or a sneeze-inducing chaos?
It's awesome.
No. You're going to be sticky. Nobody wants to be
That's
sticky.
some LeBron James shit, dude.
It
the
is
chalk
sort
toss.
of. I did think of that, but I am going to go.
Also think of it. You're going to be wearing a nice tux, a nice suit. That thing's going to be ruined.
It's all right. It's coming off at
And
the
that
end of the night. You know what I
powdered
mean?
Whoa. So actually, last episode we were discussing that we were talking about like leading up to the wedding, people being nervous. Nick did drop one of his, I guess, suggestions, and he thinks that you just need to knock a few out before the wedding night, just to kind of like,
Sometimes you got to dump one out.
yeah. And I'm just like that. I'm sure the girl would appreciate it being said, dump one out, but I mean,
Jeez.
it is a good way. that is a way
Like,
that.
fuck.
And you might be stunned to hear this, but believe it or not, he is single. So yeah.
Wow.
By choice.
But
I don't know if it's by choice.
because he tells his girlfriend he needs to dump one out real quick. So we're gonna go into Julia's segment. We call it Jules' rules. So why don't you go ahead and explain the rules here, Julia, and we'll talk about it here.
Seriously? Well, earlier we were talking about how you keep your truck so clean. So push that over into photos. Declutter the background. Get rid of all that nasty stuff. We don't want to see someone's socks, boxers, or whatever in the background for getting ready photos. There's so many times where I've walked into getting ready space, a hotel room or whatever, and it looks like a tornado went through there. So then photographers and videographers, we're trying to find like the nicest spot because we're not your cleaners. We're not there to clean the space for you. We're there to do our job, get the footage, take the photos. So make sure it looks nice or you have a nice spot for those photos. Because in the back end, if it's all messy and I take photos there and you're like, oh, I want all of this removed in the back end for editing, that's a nightmare on my end.
Well, and I think like that's a good point, and I think this whole idea of like, oh, like just Photoshop it or just AI edit it. Like I think what brides need to realize is like sometimes it is as simple as like one click and it goes away, and sometimes it is not. So if we have the choice between creating the proper photo setting in real life versus having to spend extra time, which can then convert into extra money that you need to spend on the back end, let's just not have the shit all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, let's just try
I have
cleaning
an
up a
idea.
little
And
bit.
if it's messy, don't come back to me and be like, hey, why are my photos taking so long? Well, it's because I have to do all this
I have an
extra
idea
editing.
to solve all of this right now. If you got the dough, just buy another room. If you guys are using hotel rooms to get ready, just buy an extra room, keep it staged and untouched, and only use it for photos. If you got the dough, why not?
That's actually not the worst idea.
No, instead of paying somebody to come clean it or spending your time to clean it, $200 to
that's
just have a
why-
day.
That's a green flag. That's a
Yeah,
green flag.
but
Preach.
also just like, don't go there and just throw everything around.
That's probably the best thing I've ever thought of. Listen, if you're a bride at home, you got $200 to spend. Might as well. I
Well,
mean,
most
for
of the-
crisp getting ready photos. Hey,
Most of the time, they don't even have the room overnight, so they usually have to clean up. Like one wedding we ended up going 2 hours behind. Shane was at this one with me because the groom's suite was horrible, absolutely horrible, and they didn't have it overnight. Looked like a tornado. They had an extra hour or so having to clean it,
yeah. So just get a second
and
room.
it was the messiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to be like, not a little piglet. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be like willing to go in and like be like. I mean, I understand that like a bunch of comedians have like the whole thing. Like the best part of a hotel is like you go in there and you just treat it you just fuck all over everything in the hotel room, and you like I understand like the benefit to it.
Yeah.
But like you got to remember you're taking photos. You know what I mean? So like you have to treat it with a little bit more respect.
You intentionally
also,
use
like-
all the towels.
yeah, exactly.
It's like also your wedding day. Like you're there, you usually run out of room to get ready in. That's what it's for. You're not going to go throw everything around. You're not going to try to trash it. You don't want to. Just try to keep it neat. Know that you're getting photos. Know you're doing stuff. That way, time doesn't fall behind on everyone cleaning just to make it look nice.
I agree, Julia. It probably makes your life a lot easier.
It does. Because I'm not there to clean. I won't clean it. I'll move a chair over and try to find a clean spot. But I tell you what, I'm not there to clean up someone's mess.
Your neck was fucking rubber banding around. You were saying that. You're like
no.
snapping. Well, listen, I think that was certainly worthy of a Jules rules for sure. So clean up
I
your
think that's
space.
important.
Understand that they're going to be in the backgrounds of your photos, and then don't be upset on the back end when you have a sun-kissed, sitting at the foot of the bed in your photos.
Or a water bottle just
A
chilling
sun
there.
cruiser just laying around.
Sun cruiser tipped over on the table. So, so Nick, I think it's time for your other segment.
I love this segment. It's time for No Tux Given. Every
We
time I
didn't
do
do
that
the
in front of a
whoosh.
guest, the guest looks at me and he's like, "What's going on?" But you'll see it in the back end. Don't worry.
No, I love it.
Yeah, he
You
gets
didn't do the whoosh. You
so
did something
excited
else
that I
No,
make
this was so
one
different.
noise go, and like he's like, oh my god.
I think this is better than this. It's like your Iron Man.
No, I was like-
trying to shoot some
Karate. All right.
karate.
brutal.
So
Ladies,
No
he's
Tux
single.
Given.
Remember,
No Tux Given is a segment dedicated just to the groom, because in weddings we're always talking to the bride. We're never really getting the groom in the mix. So I felt that we needed to get the man involved. And what better than a firefighter to help us get in that, right? So today for the grooms,
excuse me, we're not gendering at this table.
well, I wore my Milwaukee flannel just for the guys. So I want to talk about and get your guys' opinion on having a groom zone, okay? Having a dedicated area for the groom and his boys to just do guy shit. Maybe you get a little donut bar. Maybe you have a little dilly dilly section. Have some cigars. Have some of your favorite guy things. I mean, you were fishing at your wedding, right? Did you bring multiple poles for you and your guys, or were you the only ones to cast in lines?
It was actually the photographer's.
Oh, that was
fishing
with
pole.
Jesse?
It was Jesse.
Shut the front door.
So Jesse, one of the photographers that day, came on to his other podcast.
Jesse's my boy.
and he actually discussed that as like one of like his like favorite like wedding memories, is like something that was like, you were talking about like liking fishing. You happen to have the poles in the car. He's like, I got an idea.
And I actually used that story as a No Tux Given, like in our first few episodes.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool, full circle.
I was unaffiliated and I didn't even know it.
There you
I
go.
was affiliated,
That's fire,
didn't know
yeah.
it.
So having a groom zone or just groom dedicated time, how do we feel? What would we do? What do we see?
So I don't know exactly how I would situate it. However, I feel like in some ways, to me, it's a cool idea. Like, there's always like, they call it the bridal suite, and there's always like an area for like the girls to get ready and with the mirrors and the makeup, and like part of me feels like, why shouldn't a guy have a space where he could go, let down the tie a little
Yeah.
bit, get a breather, maybe have a drink, and just fucking take a break from the pomp and circumstance of a wedding. So I don't know how it would be executed, but in some way I can dig it.
You want to know actually how I see this becoming a thing?
Sure.
What was that place that we went to? Basil Place?
I didn't go there. You played Basil Place.
No. You and I toured the brand new basement. It had the cigar room. It was super nice.
Oh, that was out in
Secret door. What's the name of that place?
So
That was like in Aurora.
it was
wasn't
called
it?
like Nobo Bourbon Bar or something like that.
But the venue. What was the venue called?
I can't remember. It was crazy. So this particular thing, they had a hidden bourbon bar in the basement.
Secret
and
door with
it was
retina scanner.
Retinal scanners is the only way. You had to be a member, and you had to scan your eyes to get in. And when you went down there, it
You
was
went down. I mean, they had the doors from the Empire State Building, from the Terminal Towers that crashed.
It was the former
Like-
Thorn Creek Winery. I don't remember what it's called now, but Sapphire Creek and Thorn Creek.
Like, it was insane, but they had a state-of-the-art bar, every type of bourbon imaginable. They had a cigar chamber that you could just, an enclosed box with super high ventilation that you could just sit there and chief. So maybe that could be a way that a groom has a groom zone where you have your wedding at a place like that. You go do that, but for 10, 15 minutes, you and the boys just go in the war room and just chief.
There are
Just
some
cheap.
there are some venues that have like a groom suite where they'll have like a pool table, arcade games, things like that, ping pong or stuff, but it's very little venues that do. It's like rare.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it really is like a little bit of like a missed opportunity because, you know, typically, even if the bride is going to make the decision, they always pull the groom through to like tour the venues. And the groom obviously is there for his bride, but generally doesn't really seem to give a shit. But like, you might be surprised how they might perk up if all of a sudden they could see their boys like having like a good time, like getting ready like before the wedding and have like a cool space to do that in. So, Nick, this no Tux Given I can kind of dig, but what I do want to hear from the firefighter. So you had a wedding and your hall, although it is really cool, I believe there's like one like bridal suite where maybe it's like a co-suite, but like I don't believe there was like a location specific for the guys. Like, is that something that you, for your wedding, you could have seen being something cool that you would have thought that you and your friends would have enjoyed?
So I guess the area that we use to kind of mimic what you're saying is there's a fire pit outside, and we all went out there and had like a cigar or something out there. So I mean, like, but that's kind of. Are you talking more like a private kind of deal where it's like?
I mean,
I mean, a
not
fire
really,
pit works. I think fire pit works. I think the downfall is like you. I remember had like a beautiful day.
Yeah.
So like for you, it works out. But like, let's just say your day happened to be a day where it was 45 degrees and rain. Now the fire pit becomes a non-factor.
Everything is just so dependent. I feel like at a wedding, like I don't have as much experience at it as you guys do, but I guess you're more so talking about like an enclosed in the building kind of deal, right?
I mean, I'm saying just a dedicated area, whether it's indoor or outdoor.
So, but indoor, I feel like you'd be able to, that's it. Like you can do that anytime. You can do it in the wintertime. You can do it. So I think that's more so, I think that's a better idea is having something more dedicated indoor. And like you said, we did have like a groom suite where we could get dressed, but I mean, it wasn't anything
It was like a couple mirrors in a closet.
It wasn't anything to write home about.
I mean, I've even talked about, like, I think, like, we need to talk to Abby and Jim Frerick. Like, to me, today's bride, like, there should be a groom zone at the bridal show. Like, I think
100%.
something like that would
You
be.
would sell more tickets. You'd get more grooms there.
I can't understand, like, the girls drag the guys there anyway, so why not create an area where they actually want to be, and then hopefully they tell their friends who will get married, like, hey, it's not the worst scenario. You can go grab a drink. They have the football game
And
on,
guys
you
like
know.
to network and mingle. If you had all these dudes in the same area just talking shop, sipping bourbon, whatever, at that show, I think that's an excellent idea.
Not bad. I think it's something we should talk about with Abby and Jim. It'd be a good idea.
And then we could have a no Tux Given segment live from there with grooms.
that's actually such a good idea. I'm going to put this down. And this is
Wow,
my
they were
green flag.
downing the red flag. So listen, before we wrap this thing up, there's one or two more things that I want to talk about and get your perspective on. So, you know, one of the things that we tend to talk about towards the end of episodes are just like trends in weddings, okay? And I think that one thing that we'd all be in agreement, I'm not saying anything that's you know, crazy here, is that this idea of having either a late night snack or an experiential you know, food station at a wedding, I just don't think is going anywhere. And I think that it's something that people are just going to continue to expand upon in general. So again, to the listeners, you know, to the brides, to the grooms, getting something like a Dilly Dilly Donuts truck to pull up outside your venue, your friends and family come out, they can create custom donuts, they get cool little ways to kind of carry it around, enjoy themselves. I think it's something that's going to be not only a great option, but something that your friends and family will remember, talk about, and you know, it'll definitely enhance the vibe of your wedding. But one thing that we need to understand, and nobody's going to ask you to quote specific things right now, but for the brides going, okay, I like the idea, it sounds delicious, it sounds fun, you know, walk us through, like, what can a bride expect to pay, like, if you're a small micro wedding versus a 200 person wedding? Like, do you have ballparks that you can give them so that before they call you, they could even know that it's, you know, in the budget or something they can manage?
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now, to pull a trailer out for any private event, because we don't do just weddings, but if you guys wanted to, you know, book us for a wedding, the minimum would be $750. And everything after that is based on location, how long we're going to be there for, and how many people are usually like going to be present at the wedding.
And I just want to break something down really quick. I mean, it's simple math, but like, so you have a small wedding, okay? 100 people, $750. Okay, you're talking about $750 per person. Where else are you going to have a cool idea like custom donuts made to order right in front of you for $7 a guest? I mean, in terms of weddings, nothing in wedding is cheap, right? Like, but like in terms of weddings, like I feel like that's like fantastic value on your money there.
So from there, like say that they did have a 100-person wedding, we would probably go for like $10 to $12 a head actually, just because, you know, the generator costs and, you know, fuel coming out there and stuff like that, and the maintenance on the trailer.
It ain't cheap.
The product, no, it's not. There's a lot of overhead people don't understand with this. So like when I give some people a price, they're like, oh wow, that's a lot of money. But in reality, like we're charging on the lower end compared to what a lot of people charge. So I mean, 100-person wedding, you might be looking around like $1,000, maybe $1,500.
That makes sense.
It's not bad.
And honestly, like I said, this company here who we adore, they're fantastic. So they made all of our hats for us. Like they've got a thing called the Hat Bar, and really cool idea. But like, you know, you want to talk about expensive. I mean, they said what, like $35 to $50 a hat. So the idea is that if you're making a hat for every guest at your wedding, when you do the math on that, so in some ways, the idea of like a $1,500 to have donuts and something that you know like 98% of people are going to love and enjoy just really doesn't seem all that bad. The other thing is we have, particularly Nick, but we have a lot of other friends and colleagues in just event industry in Cleveland and festivals. So if anybody who's watching this thinks that their event could be enhanced by having a truck like Dilly Dilly come, please make sure, reach out to us. We will certainly get you in contact with Morgan. One thing that's going to make this episode unique is at some point we're going to actually have some footage of what the donuts look like, literally how the donuts are made, and most importantly,
That'll be dropped in episode.
I don't know. We'll figure out. I think it should.
There will be a TikTok that I'm currently still making. That'll be on TikTok, but it should be separate from TikTok.
Yeah, we'll make it available so people can kind of see what's going on. But outside of that, I want to just say thank you very much for coming on again, because we know that having a new baby at home, the fact that you're a firefighter, you have a wife and all that stuff is very, very difficult. So the fact that you made some time for us, we really appreciate it. I just want to again give you a plug. Check these guys out on Instagram at Dilly Dilly Donuts CLE. That's Dilly Dilly Donuts CLE. Or be sure to check them out at dillydillydonuts.com. Dillydillydonuts.com. As always for us, guys, we're making this content. We're doing the very, very best we can. So please follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and like us on TikTok, and hit the bell, and mostly subscribe. You know, it really does help us. Please comment, share. All those things really helps us, continue to crank out the content. So any last words before we wrap this thing up?
A lot of exciting content coming soon. Be on the lookout for more guests, more fun, and we're going to be doing some stuff with some DJ summits coming up, some vlog work as well while we're in the off season. So we're going to switch it up a little bit, see what you guys like. So let us know what you like, but be on the lookout for tons of awesome content.
In the meantime, Julie, we got to get your sniffles under control here over the next week or so. So, wow, red flag in the sniffles.
It's just a sore throat right now.
Well, that being said, let's go eat some donuts. So it's just a wedding. Ow.
It's Just a Wedding podcast.